Everyone who's working together is showing literally everyone across the country that the best place for collaborative climate and talent is right here in San Diego. We're cultivating a city where innovation is a way of life. And that is something that we are so very, very proud of. And I can tell you that, particularly when we look at the design and the designers with Miller Hull Partnership, they're making sure that that spirit of collaboration that lives in San Diego is going to reverberate through this entire block.
You've seen the evolution of downtown from primarily oriented towards addressing the needs of residents to now a downtown that has a much fuller mandate. Tell us in your words, how do you see I.D.E.A. helping to support the innovation ecosystem that we're trying to grow downtown?
Thank you for the question and congratulations on this important day. I know it's been a long journey, but nothing worth doing is ever easy. I think everyone in this crowd can identify with that statement. With regard to what you're saying, I think what I hear from job creators and businesses is that increasingly as they struggle to attract quality talent, right? People can go to almost anywhere in this country, in this world, and find a good career. That they have to win the competition for talent. And that is often driven by a desire for placemaking, kind of like what Chris was describing, and a sense of a more vibrant community. And so it's not a stovepipe, you work in one community, you drive 20 minutes away to where you live. You have to create a 24/7 environment that people, these knowledge-based workers that, again, have so much choice in where they can live, want to be. And so what I think the product that you're creating here at the I.D.E.A. District and specifically here at I.D.E.A. is really a chapter and really reflecting that market-driven approach. And I think that while increasingly, often it's about buildings, what we're trying to do is create a community here, and that community is really attractive, and probably most importantly for what Chris and David and I do and the mayor, is it allows us to be competitive. And I think downtown's a great investment. I think Council District 3 is a great investment. I'm a little biased. And I'm not surprised at all that you can break ground today with this great group of people because it's the product, again, is what I hear job makers or job creators are asking for.
David and I had an idea. We worked on it. But it really wasn't until Mike McNerney fell in love with it that it really began to happen. So Mike is dear to our heart. He's a wonderful person, and he knows how to make things happen. So, Mike, tell us why you decided to join these two knuckleheads and do I.D.E.A. District and I.D.E.A.
Because I'm nuts. So it was, it's interesting. I've worked for Lowe for 25 years now, and we're a national development company, and so I get an opportunity to see what my compatriots are doing around the country, and one day I was fortunate to attend a ULI breakfast. There's a plug for ULI out there, and I can't remember if it was Pete or Dave was on the panel talking about the I.D.E.A. District, and I hadn't heard about it. So I went back to my office, I Googled I.D.E.A. District, I went to their website, I started reading about their vision, and became very inspired because as a San Diego resident, I felt like something was missing in our downtown. And what was really missing was a place where we could attract young, really smart people to want to grow their businesses. And it wasn't available in downtown. And so I called Pete and Dave and I said, let's get together. I'm really interested to find out what you guys are doing, how you got this I.D.E.A. District started. And so we got together. We started looking at sites. Fortunately for us, the San Diego Community College District had this site. They put out a public RFP, we responded to it, we were the successful team, and we started moving forward with the project. And what was really important for us was Dave and Pete and a lot of people in this community had spent a lot of time on what the I.D.E.A. District was going to be. And so this first project had to really reflect all of the values that Dave and Pete had been talking about for the last few years. And so that's one of the mantras that's been as part of our team. And so when we went out and met with contractors and architects, when we brought in LaSalle Investment Management, they were really excited. Everybody bought into the concept that this project really has to embody innovation, design, education, and the arts. It has to embody all of that if the I.D.E.A. District is going to be successful.
David Graham was also involved in that workshop 4+ years ago, and maybe thought, these guys are a little crazy. Interesting idea, but a little bit crazy. But now you're on point for economic development for the city. So The keynote of I.D.E.A. District has been collaboration. We've found ways to work with each other to help to nourish ideas. How can we, now looking forward, David, how can we continue to foster that spirit of collaboration so that what we're doing in I.D.E.A. 1 and Courtyard and Fab Lab and all of the other great things that are happening can really flourish over the next 4 or 5 years?
You know, I think that's a really important question because, you know, we have to collaborate to compete, and San Diego has a hallmark of collaboration across government, academia, business. It really is built into our DNA. And when I look at this particular site, I think about that prior to Horton Plaza, would anybody have spent time down in that particular corridor? Well, no, definitely not folks like all of us here, right? I think 5 years ago, 6 years ago, would we have all been hanging out having a party at 13th and E? The answer also is no. So it really comes down to vision, and that vision where we can come together between government, private industry, nonprofits to create something here. And what's exciting about this particular area is how really it was invented by leaders and people who wanted to invest and believed in an idea before anything really existed in this area. You wouldn't consider this a community. But today we took 60 leaders from Leadership California around this area in what Brookings considers our innovation district, downtown East, to Fab Lab. We took them to Moniker to see the makers that were doing work there. E3 High, which is named by CNN top 5 in the country. The Civic Library. All of these things, and people with a united vision about connecting the creative class, the arts, and ultimately those startups and businesses that will continue to drive our engine. And so that particular idea of collaboration, the idea of what it took to get I.D.E.A. District off the ground, is something that is a hallmark of San Diego. And just like the development that's occurred in Horton Plaza that's been transformative, and in and around downtown, Petco Park, today and this particular location is going to be one of those hallmarks that the next time we do a tour several years from now, people will say, wow, that really is what kicked off something that's unique and should be transforming cities around the world.